Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Those who are new to the channel, you can go back and watch the previous videos on limits so as to have a better understanding on this concept. Okay, so in this video we'll be learning about a shortcut to evaluate 0 by 0 form and infinite by infinite indeterminate forms. Okay, 0 by 0 and infinite by infinite indeterminate forms, and that rule is your L'Hopital rule, or some people also say it as L'Hospital rule or LH rule. So it does not matter what do you say it, what matters is do you know the concept of this rule or not. Okay, so in this video we'll be learning what LH rule is all about. So first thing is, this rule is applicable only on 0 by 0 and infinite by infinite type of indeterminate forms. Okay, first thing you should keep in mind is it is only valid for 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite type of indeterminate forms. But yes, whenever you get 0 by 0 form or infinite minus infinite forms, what we can do is we can convert them into either 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite forms. Okay, we will do some questions based on that also, where we will be having 0 into infinite form, we'll convert into 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite, and then we'll apply the LH rule. Okay, so let's see what the rule says. Okay, the rule says is, if for x tending to a, fx is tending to 0 or and gx is tending to 0. If for x tending to a your fx is tending to 0 and gx is also tending to 0, or second case, if fx is tending to infinity and gx is also tending to infinity. So whenever these type of cases arise, what we can do is you can always write limit x tending to a fx by gx, limit x tending to a fx by gx as limit x tending to a f dash of x by g dash of x. What we can do is we can use this rule to write down, if what we are having is we are having limit x tending to a fx by gx. Okay, now for x tending to a, first condition was if this is following fx is tending to 0 or gx is tending to 0, that means what form it is becoming? It is becoming 0 by 0 form. Okay, in the first case. And in the second case, what it is becoming? Fx is tending to infinity, gx is also tending to infinity, so it is becoming infinite by infinite form. So whenever we have these type of limits, what we can write is we can write this limit as limit x tending to a, differentiation of numerator upon differentiation of denominator. Okay, mostly it is used for 0 by 0 forms only. Infinite by infinite forms very rarely they ask using LH rule. Okay, sometimes they might also get complicated for differentiation. Okay, but in most of the times whenever you see 0 by 0 form or infinite by infinite form in your bit set paper or in your mains paper, directly apply the LH rule. Also, one more thing I'll tell you beforehand only, you can not use this for your NCERT or boards. It's not there in your NCERT, so if you use this in board, the examiner might cancel out your answer. Okay, so what we are having is we are having it for either first or second, either 0 by 0 form or infinite by infinite form. So whenever we have an expression like this, we can write this as limit x tending to a f dash of x by g dash of x. Okay, now if again if this also comes out to be 0 by 0, let's say if this is also coming out to be 0 by 0, again what we can do is we can apply the rule again, provided that new limit is also 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite form. That is, first what we were having is, we were first equation we were having is limit extending to a fx by gx. So if it was 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite, we would write it as this second type. Now again, if second also comes out to be 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite, what we can do is we can again apply LH rule there. Okay, so let's start with a basic example on this. What we learnt in your use of standard limits, what we were having is, let's say limit x tending to 0 sin x by x. We already know that this is equal to 1. Okay, we saw the proof of it also by using the graph. But now what I'm trying to tell you is, I'll try to find this answer using the use of LH rule. Okay, so let's see this. If you put x as 0 in numerator, it will be tending to 0. Denominator will be also tending to 0. So it will be becoming 0 by 0 form. So whenever it is becoming 0 by 0 form, what we can do is, if we apply LH rule, what we can write this as limit x tending to 0. Differentiation of numerator, differentiation of sin x will give you what? Cos x, divided by differentiation of denominator will give you 1. Now if you put the value of x as 0, what will it give you? It will give you 1 by 1, or we can say 1. So this and this value, they are coming out equal only, right? So this is how your LH rule works. Okay, so it will be more clear when we see further examples. So let's move on to more examples on your LH rule. Alright, so let's have one more example based on this. Okay, we'll see the example from standard limits only. Let's say what we have is limit x tending to 0 sine inverse of x by x. Now we already know from standard limit that this is 1, but yes, we'll try it by L'Hopital rule once again. Okay, so let's start. What can we do is, we can write this as again limit x tending to 0. Since this is 0 by 0 form, so you can write what? F dash x upon g dash of x. Now if you differentiate sine inverse x, what is the differentiation of sine inverse x? 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. That is, you have differentiated the numerator. Now differentiation of x in denominator will be what? 1. Now if you directly substitute the value of x as 0, what do you get? 1 by under root of 1 minus 0. That will again yield you the same result that we used to get it from the use of standard limit, that it was equal to 1. So this is how your LH rule works. Okay, so let's have a look at some more questions. So next question is limit x tending to 0 sine of 7x by sine of 9x. Okay, we did the same type of question in use of standard limits in trigonometric limits. Okay, now we'll be doing this using the LH rule. Okay, so let's apply LH rule. If we have x tending to 0, this will be 0 by 0 form. So 0 by 0 form is there, we can directly apply LH rule. So we can also write this as what? Limit x tending to 0. Now differentiation of sine 7x. First of all, differentiation of sine 7x, cos 7x, and now differentiation of 7x. If you apply the chain rule, it will give you cos 7x into 7, divided by, now differentiation of sine 9x. Sine 9x will give you what? Cos 9x, and now differentiation of 9x will give you 9. Okay, now if we put the value of limit, see cos 7x, cos, if you put x as 0, this will become cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Denominator also, it will become cos 0. Cos 0 will become 1. That means it is now determinate form. So let's put the value of the limit. So what do we get? Cos 0 is 1 into 7, 7. And in denominator what we have is cos 0, that is 1 into 9, that will be 9. So final answer for this will be 7 by 9. Okay, now the next question. The next question says that find limit x tending to 3 e raised to power x minus e raised to power 3 divided by x minus 3. Okay, so again let's start with LH rule. Okay, so what will it say is, we can write this as what? Limit x tending to 3. It is again 0 by 0 form. If I put x as 3, it will be e raised to power 3 minus e raised to power 3. So it will be tending to 0 by 0 form. Again apply LH rule. So differentiation of numerator, differentiation of e raised to power x minus e raised to power 3. So differentiation of e raised to power x will come out as e raised to power x itself minus e raised to power 3 is a constant, so its differentiation will become 0. divided by differentiation of x will be 1, and since 3 is a constant, so its differentiation will become 0. So finally what we are getting from here is limit x tending to 3 e raised to power x by 1. Finally what do? We substitute the value of limit, so final answer we get from here is e raised to power 3. That will be the final answer for this one. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. See how short your solutions are becoming for 0 by 0 form and infinite by infinite form by using the LH rule. You can see by yourself. So next one is limit x tending to 0 under root of 1 plus x minus under root of 1 minus x whole divided by x. Okay, you have to evaluate this limit. Okay, so let's do it again. So what do we have is limit, if we put 0, the numerator will be tending to 0, denominator also tending to 0, again 0 by 0 form. So let's apply LH rule. We can write this as what? Limit x tending to 0, differentiation of under root of 1 plus x will give you what? 1 by 2 under root 1 plus x minus differentiation of under root 1 minus x will give you 1 by 2 under root of 1 minus x, and now since it is minus x, so it will also give you minus 1 with it, divided by differentiation of denominator. In denominator you have only 1. So what do we get from here is we get limit x tending to 0 1 by 2 under root 1 plus x plus 1 by 2 under root 1 minus x. Yes or no? Now if we put the value of the limit, will it be a determinate form or indeterminate form? It will be determinate form. So what will be the value that we get from here? If you put x as 0, first term will become what? 1 by 2 under root 1 plus 0 will be 1 only, plus in the second term also what do we have? 1 by 2 under root 1 minus 0, that will again be 1. So it will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, or you can directly say it will be equal to 1. Okay, moving on to the next question. The next question says that limit x tending to 1 secant pi by 2x into ln x. So if I apply the limit, if I put x as 1 here, it will be tending to infinity, and ln of 1 is 0. So this will become what? Infinity into 0 form. But we have already learned, what we have learned is we can convert infinity into 0 form either into 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity form. So what we can do here is I can write this as what? Limit x tending to 1 ln x, I'll keep it as it is, or and in the denominator I can write cos of pi by 2x. Yes, now it's converted to which form? If I apply x is equal to 1, denominator will be numerator will be tending to 0, denominator will also be tending to 0. So this has now become 0 by 0 form. So if it has become 0 by 0 form, what we can do is we can directly apply LH rule. So applying LH, if we apply LH rule, what we can do is we can write limit x tending to 1, differentiation of numerator ln x, that will be giving you 1 by x, divided by differentiation of denominator. Differentiation of cos theta will be first of all minus sine of pi by 2x. Okay, along with it what we have here is inside, so if we apply chain rule, it will come what? Pi by 2 into minus 1 by x square with it. Is it clear now? Okay, so this x and this 1x will get cancelled out, this minus and this minus will become plus. So what we can, if I write it again, what do we get is limit x tending to 1 2 by pi, x will now go to the numerator, divided by sine of pi by 2x, sine of pi by 2x. Now if you apply the limit, see, check whether it is now becoming determinate or indeterminate form. So let's apply the limit. What do we get on applying the limit? See, if we apply the limit, x will be 1, so in numerator we are getting determinate form, so it will be a determinate form. So if we put the limit, what do we get? 2 by pi into, in numerator will get 1 by sine pi by 2, sine pi by 2 is again 1. So the final answer for this will be 2 by pi. So is it clear to all of you? Okay, so let's have a look at next question. The next question says limit x tending to 1, limit x tending to 1, what we have is x plus x square plus x cube, x plus x square plus x cube till x raised to power n minus n whole divided by x minus 1. Now we have to find out its limit. First of all, let's check which form it is. It is, if you put 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times n minus n, so this numerator will be tending to 0. Again, denominator will also be tending to 0. So it is 0 by 0 indeterminate form. So whenever it is 0 by 0 indeterminate form, what we can do is we can directly apply LH rule. So apply LH rule, what do we get? Limit x tending to 1. So if we differentiate the numerator, what do we get? Differentiation of x will be 1. Differentiation of 2x x square will be 2x. Differentiation of x cube will be 3x square, and so on. Lastly, differentiation of n x raised to power n will be n x raised to power n minus 1 and minus n. So this is a constant, so its differentiation will now be 0 whole divided by differentiation of x 1 minus differentiation of 1. What will we get? 0. Now if we put the value of limit as 1, what do we get? What do we get? We'll get 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus till n, and in denominator we are having 1. And now you know what this value is, sum of first n natural numbers. It is n into n plus 1 by 2. So this will be the required answer for this problem. Okay, so let's move to the next question. The next question says that evaluate limit x tending to 0 x minus sin x divided by x cube. Okay, so what you can do is we can also solve this question by expansion or by use of standard limit, but what we will try to do is, first let's check what form it is. It is 0 by 0 form, so it is coming out in 0 by 0 form. So what do? We'll apply the LH rule. Okay, so when we apply LH rule, what do we get? We'll get limit x tending to 0. In numerator, what will it become? Differentiation of x1, differentiation of sin x will be cos x, and divided by differentiation of x cube will give you what? 3x square. Now again, if you put the value of limit, it is coming out what? 0 by 0 form again. So again we can consider this as a new limit, and we can again apply the LH rule. So if we again apply the LH rule, what we can write is limit x tending to 0. This will become what? 1, differentiation of 1 will be 0, minus differentiation of cos x will be minus sin x, and divided by differentiation of 3x square will give you what? Nothing but 6x. So this will give you what? Limit x tending to 0 sin x by 6x. Okay, so either now if you want to use standard limits, what do we have is limit x tending to 0 sin x upon x, you can directly substitute equal to 1, and you'll get the answer as 1 by 6. And if you don't want to use standard limit, again if you want to do what? If you want to check it again, if you put 0, it will again be becoming 0 by 0 form. So let's apply LH rule once again. So if I apply LH rule once again, I can write this as limit x tending to 0. Differentiation of numerator, that is differentiation of sin x, will give you what? Will give you cos x, divided by differentiation of 6x will give you directly 6. Now if you put the value of x as 0, it will be converted to what? Determinate form. Cos 0, that will be 1, and denominator is constant itself, so it will be 1 by 6. Is it clear? So alright guys, now moving on to the last question. Okay, last question for this lecture based on LH rule. What we have is limit x tending to 0 sine of 6x square whole divided by ln of cos of 2x square minus x, cos of 2x square minus x. Okay, so again we'll first of all check what form it is. If you put x tending to 0, numerator will be tending to 0. In denominator, this will become cos 0. Now cos 0 will give you 1, so ln 1 will again be tending to 0. So what form it is? It is 0 by 0 indeterminate form, right? So whenever we have 0 by 0 indeterminate form or infinite by infinite indeterminate form, what we can do is we can apply the LH rule. So let's apply the LH rule. What do we get if we apply the LH rule? We'll get limit x tending to 0. Okay, differentiation of numerator. First of all, sine will convert to what? Cos of 6x square. Now differentiation of 6x square will give you what? 12x whole divided by Now what we have is ln cos of 2x square minus x. So what do we how do we differentiate? First of all, differentiation of ln will give you what? 1 by cos of 2x square minus x. Next, differentiation of cos of 2x square minus x will give you what? Minus sine of 2x square minus x. Yes or not? And lastly, differentiation of 2x square minus x will give you what? 4x minus 1. It will give you what? 4x minus 1. Now if you look at it, if you again apply x tending to 0, so what do we get? Cos 0 1, 12 into 0 0. In denominator also this sign will make it as 0, right? So it is again becoming 0 by 0 form. So what we can do? First of all, what we can do here is simply apply, if x is tending to 0, what we can do is you can apply the limit here, you'll get 1, and here again you'll get 1. So we can again rewrite this as limit x tending to 0. What we have is 12x divided by minus will take outside sine of 2x square minus x, and lastly into 4x minus 1 into 4x minus 1. Also for 4x minus 1, if we substitute x as 0, so what do we get? This value as minus 1, this minus will cancel this minus, so we are now remain with this only. Now again, if you apply x tending to 0, numerator will be tending to 0, denominator also tending to 0, so again it will be becoming 0 by 0 form. So what we can do is we can apply LH rule again. So if we apply LH rule again, what do we get? Limit x tending to 0. In numerator, if you differentiate 12x, what do we get? 12. In denominator, if you differentiate sine of 2x square minus x, what do we get? We'll get cos of 2x square minus x, and into differentiation of 2x square minus x will give you 4x minus 1. Okay, now let's apply the value of limit. What do we get? 12 divided by cos of 0. Cos of 0 will be 1 into 4 into 0, 0 into minus 1. This will give you minus 1. So finally the answer will come out to be minus 12. The answer will come out to be minus 12. Okay, so that's it for the LH rule. Whenever you see 0 by 0 form or infinite by infinite form questions, okay, mostly these type of questions will be asked in bit sets or mains. Okay, but don't apply LH rule in your boards. LH rule is not there in your NCERT, so you can't apply LH rule in your boards. This is a short trick that we use for evaluating 0 by 0 and infinite by infinite limits in very quick time. Okay, if you either used expansion or use of standard formula or any other method, it will be more and more time consuming. So LH rule, what it does, it saves your precious time during exams. Okay, so in mains or in bits, whenever you see 0 by 0 form, what I can say is you can blindly apply LH rule and you'll get the correct answer. Just keep in mind that when you differentiate numerator and denominator, what do? We differentiate both of them separately, numerator in the numerator and denominator in the denominator. Also, don't forget to apply chain rule in differentiation. If you forget to apply chain rule in differentiation, your answer will come out to be incorrect. So that's it for LH rule. This is we'll end our lecture here. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying the content, and if you are doing so please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day.